All right, everybody. Today on the show, we are joined by coworker and friend, Biz Nasty, Paul Bissonnette.
I love this guy.
Great conversation about the Hawks, just hockey in general, the state of the NHL.
Yeah.
I was going to try to do like, no one calls it the N, right?
The National.
Yeah, it's not, the National.
Yeah.
It's not like the O.
Yeah.
Great conversation, though. Love chopping it up with our guy, Biz. He's the best. Before we get into it, though, obviously, got to talk about Miller Lite. You got to talk about Miller Lite. We love it.
Ed, yesterday for Dagon Day, guess where we put our Miller Lite?
In the boil?
No, actually, we did put a little of the liquid part in the boil.
Dave, I saw your picture, and it was art.
Okay.
Just stacked
Snow.
in a pile of snow.
Ed?
Oh, beautiful.
Pile of snow.
Beautiful.
And I went and got them this morning, and they were ice cold. Didn't even get slushy overnight in that ice pile.
Yeah, one of the only good things about this weather, also, like, it's going to be 65 tomorrow, Saturday.
Yeah.
So look out for that.
Slop.
Have your Millers ready to go. Obviously, you could pick it up pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. But Miller Lite's the official beer partner of our Chicago Bears. Go to MillerLite.com/stretch to find delivery options near you, or like I said, pick it up anywhere that they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Make sure you're drinking your Miller Lite. A lot going on this weekend. Another game at Wrigley.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got the Bears game Sunday. They're not home, but still.
Homestand now for the Hawks.
Exactly. Yep. There you go, too. Go drink your Miller. And let's get into the Biz interview. All right, everybody, welcome to the Stretch interview. Today we are joined by Barstool personality, our friend, Paul Bissonnette. What's up, Biz?
Hey, it's been too long, boys. Thanks for being patient and organizing this bad boy. I would imagine that, well, I have the lotion right next to me. I'd imagine we're going to give Bedard and the Blackhawks the biggest double wrister we've ever seen on this pod, right? Is that what we're doing here?
No way. We're going to be eating hoop, Biz. We're not just doing that.
You know I love my leather Cheerios. You know that, buddy. You fucking know it, man. What a start though for the Blackhawks, man. What a difference from this year to last year and the compete level, and I couldn't be happier. I was the trainer I used when I was in Vancouver, this guy named Cumby, we go to at the Yard Athletics. Sure enough, he texted me I think it was like the end of last year, being like, hey, like, do you know Bedard and would you like reach out? Like, because he has like reached out about potentially training here. Well, sure enough, he ended up linking up with him as one of his trainers. And he was like, yeah, man, he was overtraining. We've been doing some new things. We've been doing a lot of this micro sprinting where, some of these young kids, man, they see all these other guys doing so many things. So next thing you know, he's doing 10 ice sessions. He's doing weightlifting 6 days a week. He's doing sprint work. So he was like gassed last year. He had no juice left in the tank. So the way that he ended up approaching this offseason, the way he was training and a lot more intelligently, it's no surprise to me that he's had the start that he's had. And I couldn't be happier for the guy because he put in the work.
So is that the big secret, that Biz fixed Connor Bedard? He hooked him up with his trainer. He talked about the pond hockey habits. Like, Biz is responsible for turning his career around.
No. I like the joke that I am. And like even when we talk about it on TNT, I'm like, oh, yeah, I was training with Bedard this summer. Like, we weren't in the same sessions or nothing. But I did get a chance to see him and, like, see how he was working and talk to him a little bit. And, it was – sometimes the way to move forward is you got to take a step back. And, you can't blame the kid for wanting it, right?
Yeah.
But it was more than
all in.
It was more than that, though, Biz. Like, it was more than just having the juice and not being energized. It was, you didn't like a lot of his habits, right?
Yeah, that's really where the pond hockey stuff came from. It's like the flybys, no stops and starts, the compete.
Yeah, I think when you play junior hockey and you're putting up 150 points a year and you're scoring over 50 goals, like, when you do that, it doesn't matter because the next shift or that period you're going to be able to go make up for it, score a goal, where nobody really gives a fuck if you swung away and didn't support your D-man on the strong side. So, and once again, like, that was the one broadcast I was watching, and the games that I had watched, I think he was probably also just frustrated. You go from a level where you can go out there and dominate every shift to where all of a sudden you're in the NHL where he's having to go against the toughest line matchups because there's really not many other guys on the team to take that focus away. And he just can't have at it like he used to. So of course there's going to be a level of frustration. It was just like hard for me where, like, he was okay in the points department. Obviously, I think he's the youngest Blackhawks ever to reach 150 points, even doing it faster than Patty Kane, correct?
Yeah, there's been graphics everywhere online where it's like they have, through the exact same amount of games at this point in their careers, they have the exact same amount of points. So
yeah,
Bedard has like 4 more goals and Kane had a few more assists, but they're dialed like neck and neck for games played points.
Yeah, and for me, I guess it was more about the like, okay, well, this guy could probably get you 40 and 40, but if he's going to play like that, I don't think it's going to set a precedent through the lineup.
Yeah.
And also, if he does score 40 and get 40 assists, I feel like he's going to be costing his team just as much, if not more, if maybe these are the habits that are happening and that are instilled in his game that will, because he's the leader and he's the best player, if he's getting away with it, of course everybody's going to be also going to be able to get away with it, and it's going to creep in your game. So you could see that he's drastically not only approached the offseason and what he was going to provide physically, but also from a mental aspect of how he was going to approach his game coming in this year.
Yeah, he's an absolute prick out there. Like that
he's a prick.
Yeah. Like he's not an easy guy to play against, and I think in the past, like he was. So you talk about all the good habits. He doesn't, like, there is a moment they were playing the Wings, I think it was last year, and Kaner did a full swan dive on him, and they called Bedard for the penalty, and Kane was kind of skating right by him, and Connor was complaining to the ref. It's like, why not get in Kaner's face right there? And you see, like, this year, he's kind of like taking it to, it doesn't matter who it is, Parayko. It seems like he's in a dust-up, like, basically every game. Is that something that can just, like, click for guys? Because I was always under the impression where it's like, if you're kind of like a prick at 14, you're going to be a prick forever. Where it's like, if you're a little bit on maybe this, I hate to use the word soft, but if you're just, that's not your personality, you don't really get it, I feel like, at 20 or 21. So what do you make of that?
I would say he's naturally fiery.
Yeah.
But like maybe it was just being directed in the wrong areas. Now, listen, when Sid came in, same thing. You go from being a top tier junior player and Rimouski scoring 150, 200 points, where I feel like he was a little bit lippy towards the refs.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. It's where are you directing your focus and attention? And the more you bicker at them, the more they're going to hate on you and not give you benefit of the doubt. So you're not doing yourself any interest. But that to me, and even Mike Kelly, who's an analytics guy, and he keeps track of all that stuff. He kind of backed what everybody else up was, what everybody was seeing with the stick battles one, the puck battles one, like using his body, getting in there, the Parenko clip specifically. So it's visibly been different. And it's obviously trickled through the lineup. And it doesn't hurt that all these young guys who are young studs are a year older. He's got Frankie Nazar playing at the level that he's playing at. So he's got this other guy that's his age who he can work off of, where he's also taken some of the focus away. And I think, is it pronounced Nazar or Nazar?
I say Nazar.
Nazar, yeah. He to me has a little bit of that flair, which I feel it is even bringing more out of it of Connor, which I love it. I love that edge they have. I love that slight bit of confidence / cockiness, not in a negative way. And I think it's just, it's awesome to see. And Blash has done an incredible job with these guys and really empowering them.
Yeah. I got another Connor Bedard stat for you. It might hit home a little bit. He's kind of figured it out at the faceoff dot the last few weeks too. So he's up around 52% the last 6 games. I think it's 8 games. So you took him to school at the Winter Classic on faceoffs, and now he's winning at a pretty good clip in the NHL.
I would imagine that losing a draw to me on the national stage would be pretty embarrassing. Now, I did have a pretty good NHL record when I would hop in the faceoff circle. I believe the only one I ever lost was to Jeff Carter. I think I went 3 for 4. Now, the stats that are out there might
75% best all time.
75%
best all time.
Yes. Yeah. With 4 or more draws, I am the best all time. But yeah, I mean, he's just getting stronger. You could tell he has his energy, and it just goes back once again to his off-season approach. And I was laughing when my trainer, that Cumby guy, told me about these micro sprints.
Yeah, what a name for that guy too, Cumby.
Yeah, how much shit do you give Cumby for being named Cumby?
I have never really thought about it. Surprisingly, I just called him Cumby, and it was just business as usual. Yeah. But so he would go to the track, they would walk over, and he would do 4 sprints, and he would get proper amount of recovery, and that's all he would do. And to me, that would be annoying because you want to feel like you're getting more of a workout. You get sweating, but that was the key, is staying patient, doing it repetitively, but not too much and not doing it every day. And it's obvious with the proper rest and the strength training and whatever he did, he's a faster player. He has that pop. He has a little bit of that separation speed. Now, if he can then gain another half a step, that's where I feel, along with all the other little details that he's going to continue to improve, I think he has the opportunity to become generational.
Yeah,
I do.
And that
any expert I talked to, guys who are Hall of Famers, they were worried about him coming into this year. They didn't know what Connor Bedard was going to be. And he took that personally, and he's raised it up another. If he can go another notch on top of this, it's like it's everything you could have expected more.
Yeah, and like the speed, like everybody wants to talk about how you're using it to drive by guys. I see it more when he's just going after be a dog on loose pucks. Like he's winning those races to get to the spots on the board to win those battles, and then then it's on his stick and you're fucked. So it's like his ability to retrieve pucks has been incredible too. This whole thing, I'm starting to dream playoffs. Like I can't help it. You got Spencer Knight in net. They're sitting third in the Central right now. Do you think that this is sustainable for this group, like the way they're playing right now?
Okay, so there's something called the rookie wall.
Yeah,
and it has to do with the guys who are like probably 4 years and under playing in the NHL, where a lot of these guys, they come out of the gate, they're flying around, zipping around. They were the best players in training camp, and then after that, they fall off a cliff. So usually that 20 to 25 game barometer. After that, you start noticing it. But I believe this is a team who should be no more than 10 points out of a playoff spot if they are. That's how. So to me, it's playing meaningful games down the stretch. If this young group can squeak into playoffs, to get that experience this year would be way above what everybody's, I think, expectations were.
Yeah, I think most people here were looking at Gavin McKenna. And now it's like the whole fan base has to completely shift our mind frame into being like, let's have some big games in March for the first time in fucking 6 years.
I think you're better off seeing the compete level that we've seen out of the Chicago Blackhawks for a full season than you are trying to take a stab at Gavin McKenna.
Completely
I don't know
agree.
if Gary can work his magic for you guys again. Okay, you're not the fucking Edmonton Oilers, all right? You ain't getting 4 first overall picks. Now fuck off.
Would be nice. Would be nice.
Icon Pass. This isn't just preseason. It's go time. Get your Icon Pass now. It's your playbook for a winter stacked with joy. With Icon Pass, you're locking in access to 60 plus unique destinations worldwide. That's more mountains, more powder days, more highlights, more joy. From opening snap to spring's last lap, starting at $349 for an adult. This is by far the best pick you'll make all year. And you can lock it in today for as low as $0 down and 0% APR with a payment plan. Terms do apply. So mark your calendars, rally the crew, and start plotting the peaks that will pack your season. The countdown to joy has begun. Buy your Icon Pass today at ikonpass.com. That's ikonpass.com. Your season of joy starts now.
I just booked it.
You booked
There we
it.
go.
Going to Utah for New Year's.
Let's go. Do you? Can you tell us what slope you're going to be riding? Does that make sense?
Well, they have 6 different spots, and they're all right near downtown. So I'm looking at Snowbird right now, but Alta, Brighton, they have all these great spots right in Utah. So I don't know. With the Icon Pass, you can check them out. All of them out. So I might be doing that.
Beautiful. Shout out to the Icon Pass. ChevyDriveChicago.com. They have everything you need to shop and buy smart at your local Chevy dealer. Great styles, the latest tech. You'll look good and feel good about what you're driving. Now is the time to get into the Chevy families of EV. They got the Equinox EV, they got the Blazer EV, and the Silverado EV. Take advantage of all incentives today. Don't wait. Go to ChevyDriveChicago.com to find your local dealer and drive one today. You driving up to Minnesota?
To Minnesota?
Yeah, for the Bears. I'm
not making it, but we took it. I've been just braving the streets of Chicago, clicking that thing in 4-wheel drive, getting around safe because it's been ice everywhere.
I mean, you'd be fine driving it up there.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be fine driving anywhere. Maybe I'll drive to Utah.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Take the Blazer to Utah, Dave?
I think he could get up the Rocky Mountains and
easy,
down to the other side.
Easy, no problem.
Dave could ride shotgun?
Just don't take any
This is
potato
not a
chips.
Dave trip.
No. That's too long of a trip for me and she in a car together.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
I thought for other reasons it's not a...
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Head to ChevyDriveChicago.com to find your local dealer today.
The other big comment now is people always ask me about Bedard for Team Canada. You're a Canadian guy. I think it was just hype last year when he was talked about briefly for Four Nations. If you're second in the league in scoring, how do you leave that guy off the team?
Well, because he plays center.
Yeah.
And that if you look at the depth of Canadian centermen, I mean, he ain't better than McDavid.
No.
He ain't better than McKinnon.
No.
He ain't better than Crosby.
No.
I would not say he's better than even Nick Suzuki.
Yeah.
There's probably 7 guys at center ice that I would have higher on the depth chart for Team Canada. And I'm not talking about, I don't give a fuck about points. I care about, I know he's not playing first 2-line center.
Yeah.
Because I just mentioned
sure.
2 guys.
Yep.
When has Connor ever played against elite center around the world in like a checking role, a more responsible? I'm not saying he can't do it. I also had another delusion. The Blackhawks fans, like, they still come at me about the pond hockey stuff, and they tag me, and it's like, you should be sucking the dick off my torso for telling you that he has to play a different way in order for your team to have success, because now he's doing it.
Yeah.
You are. I had one guy saying, oh, he's leading the league in points. Like, you say if he did make the team, he'd start at a healthy scratch. Oh, what about playing on one of these guys' right wings? And I'm like, I don't know if the Olympics best on best is the first time to experiment Connor Bedard on the wing. Like, come on here. Like, use your fucking brain.
Right.
Now, I still think that from an overall centerman perspective, I think Celebrini is more complete.
Mm-hmm.
I would trust him more in a third, maybe not a 4th line role, because it's hard when you're getting like 10 minutes a game, 12 minutes a game.
Yeah.
So you don't know how you need to. So I would trust Celebrini in a bottom 6 center role more than I would trust Connor Bedard. No offense to him, but if he continues at this pace, to have him there as an extra or a scratch to start, I think would be valuable for Team Canada moving forward. I do, but you might want to bring a guy who's more of a Swiss Army knife, who can kill penalties at that level, who can, he's elite on faceoffs, used to playing a checking role even throughout the regular season, has done so on deep runs for the Stanley Cup. So you're talking about the fucking Olympics here, boys. This is like when you talk about Team Canada, these guys are so fucking deep. Like he would, maybe make the B team.
Damn, that was my next question, and that is kind of a bummer to hear, because I was going to say, if you were running Team Canada and the last player was Celebrini or Bedard, who would you go with? You just answered it, but
it's no disrespect to Connor, but it's more of like Celebrini was more complete last year.
You sold your position well for it.
And it's the foundation of his roots and how he grew up playing.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like, and I will say this, I think Celebrini is a more complete player than what Sidney Crosby was when he first came in. That's no disrespect to Crosby, because Crosby was also a 100-point guy.
Yeah.
Right. So Crosby was more of like a Stevie Yzerman, where it's like, okay, Stevie, you can score 70 goals every year, but if you don't make these minor adjustments to your game, Detroit's never going to win a Stanley Cup. So you almost got to pick and choose your spots.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrini, I feel, just does that naturally, because when he grew up, or whoever he grew up idolizing, and the way that he wants to play is just more of, he loves to compete. He loves being in the muck, where now you're starting to see that from Bedard, where I don't know what Bedard reads or what he hears. He might hear the more complete player from Celebrini comment and say, I'm going to fucking come in this year and I'm going to be that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he did. And I'm sure that's a conversation he had with Blash. So listen, these are good problems for Team Canada to have, but I would love to see him be in a healthy scratch to start role. But if he doesn't make the team, you guys can't, and Blackhawks fans can't be up in arms.
No,
you can't.
It's one of those things where it's like, he said, he had a quote where he was like, I would give anything to be on that team. And then he is backing it up with all the little things that he had to do to change his game. So it's like almost like you want it for him. I'm American. I don't care if he's on that team or not. But it's almost better to have the couple weeks break. I don't give a shit. But if it means so much to him, you almost want like your guy to get it for that reason. Another Olympic kind of bubble guy that's on the Blackhawks right now, Spencer Knight. I feel like he's kind of in that like good position, maybe be the third goalie on that team behind Hellebuck and Ottinger. Do you think he's got a shot at it?
Yeah, I don't know what USA's loyalty is to their guys. Like, Swayman's obviously a big name. Ottinger, Hellebuck, is Demko's American too, right?
Yeah.
Health is an issue with him. So I don't know, man. Like, I think he's an elite goaltender, and I'm really happy that he was able to figure out his stuff and then get this opportunity in Chicago coming up with this young group, because he's a little bit older than him and he has that experience, but still young in amongst the goalie terms, because it takes him a little bit longer to develop. So I'd love to see that for him. But going back to last year, the first couple games that he had, and specifically one he won at the United Center, I feel like the fans really provided him that love in his post-game interview. I believe it was with Panger.
Yep.
And you could just tell he needed that, and he felt the love from Chicago. So you guys got your guy in net, and I wouldn't be shocked if he was ended up as a third string for the Olympic team.
So, and that's kind of why I'm feeling so good. It's like we got our guy in net. Connor looks like he is like that 1C of like a team that can legitimately contend. If you were going to pick between like Montreal, San Jose, Chicago, and Anaheim for the next 5 years, who you buying stock of those four?
Well, Anaheim's there, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're showing early on that they are there, and they also have a very good, and not to take it away from Chicago, because I like some of their veterans too, like Teravainen. He's back there, right?
Yep.
He's back there last year as well. I feel like Bertuzzi looks like he's reincarnated from his best years when he was playing in Detroit.
It's insane.
So you got,
he can't stop scoring.
I really like the mix. And you could also argue that Anaheim's younger top end talent, they're almost at a surplus of it, right? They got that Zellweger kid on the back end. They got Lacombe on the back end. They have that, I don't know how to say the Russian kid defenseman's last name, like Michnikov or whatever. Fuck, there's a million of them, right? And they all sound the same. You got Gauthier. You have Leo Carlson, who's incredible. I'm forgetting one other, McTavish. So there's six I just named, and I believe there's one more that are on the come up where you're like seven guys they hit on as far as these young fucking studs. And then mix in Troy Terry, who's been there, Kreider, who's a bona fide 30 goal scorer every year. Gudis, Trouba's playing his best hockey. So Anaheim's there. Montreal, I would put them also a little bit ahead of them, right?
Yeah.
And they've had some young guys that have popped. Demidov, you could argue, is like just as good as Bedard as far as the offensive production. So, and then who was the other team you mentioned?
San Jose.
I would put them ahead of San Jose right now.
Okay. Because
San Jose's on a bit of an island with Will Smith. They got a few guys with Celebrini, but nowhere near the amount that Chicago, Montreal, and Anaheim have.
Yeah, I guess I'm hoping that Chicago is where next year Chicago is where Anaheim is now, because they got Frondell coming, they got the leading scorer in the KHL, this kid Kantarov, like they have like the bulk of all these picks they've had still haven't made the NHL yet. So it's like over the next 5 years, and they're all producing at their various levels, like at an insane clip. So it's like, man, if like four more of these guys are ready to go, and the Hawks suddenly look pretty fucking good.
Correct. If you took the Chicago Blackhawks and you ranked their prospects, I believe they would be considered top three, if not top five, as far as guys coming up. Not quite there. There is sometimes an overinflation and our prospects, where they're dominating at the lower levels, where it's a new beast coming up. So until that's proven, I feel like you guys are also in kind of that Detroit. Detroit has a lot of young guys that their people are very high on. Mm-hmm. So there's another team that I feel like you guys are neck and neck with. They have more of the rounded out vets that are for sure hits. They got Raymond. They got
Mo.
Who?
Mo Sider,
who I feel like can reach another level and another gear, hopefully. I mean, Larkin's Larkin. He's kind of been around doing it for a while. So they got, and I'm forgetting one other elite forward they have. Their second line center, Casper.
Yeah.
He's a gamer. I like him a lot. So listen, you Hawks people you're in good shape. You have a lot to be hopeful for.
Yeah. And then I guess we'll kind of wrap up, looking in the past here, because it was Duncan Keith's winning the
Oh.
Hall of Fame last night. Do you have any like thoughts of what it was playing against him? Because you obviously played him in the playoffs, kind of, and then, but like he to me was like the defenseman of your era. So like, what do you have any like memories of playing against him or interactions with him?
Yeah, I actually played against him in the AHL when I was in Wilkes-Barre, and he was obviously very noticeable when I think he was with Norfolk Admirals at the time.
Yep.
And actually Bufflin was on that team. James Wisniewski was on that team. We would have battles with the Norfolk Admirals.
Mm-hmm.
And you could just tell he was a very unique skater too. He had this jump about him. And I don't know if you guys knew this too. He would use a new pair of skates every 5 games.
Yeah.
He was going through 20 pairs of I believe he was using Bauers at the time, those Bauer 5000s, and he would get punched out on the road, and just his motor was like any other, and it just kept getting better and better and better. And then obviously when he got called up to the Hawks, he reached a gear where I was not sharing the ice with him, because he would be on against the elite players. But actually there was sometimes I would be out there against him, because how could you not? He was playing half the game. He was playing 28 minutes at the highest level in one of the hardest eras to try to win a Stanley Cup. Like they were having those battles with LA when LA was cup contenders every year.
Yep.
And the West was as deep as they were. I'm not sure if they met Anaheim during their,
that was 15.
So he was a little bit undersized, man, but so fucking tough.
Yeah.
He would take a puck in the face, wouldn't miss a shift. Just an absolute Western League gamer. And I'm so happy for the guy. And we interviewed him when we were in Chicago when it was early days Chicklets. And when he walked in the room, he just had this very calming aura about him. And 3 Stanley Cups. How many Norris did he get?
He got 2 Norris, and then he got a Conn Smythe in 15.
And a Conn Smythe, buddy.
He played 31 minutes a game in that playoff run in 15.
That was his average?
That was his average, 31 in 7 seconds. So
that's Chris Pronger level.
Yeah.
That is, that might be the highest average to ever win a Stanley Cup.
And basically a point per game in that run. So he was an absolute freak. And I think you saw, like, Versteeg posted on Instagram, Bufflin was there. Haven't really heard him doing anything for a while. Sharpie, Seabrook, obviously. Like, basically anyone who wasn't still in the NHL that played with Keith all came out to support him.
That tells you how good of a guy and an amazing person. And it goes back to when we interviewed him, man. We were so grateful for his time, and he was so chill and made you feel like you'd already been buddies for a while. And as far as Buff's concerned, I think Buff is playing super dad and living in Minnesota somewhere.
Yeah.
He loves his ice fishing and fishing. And we're doing everything we can, and we would even travel to him to go interview him. But I really respect a guy who, he just walked away. I think most people who are listening to this are well aware. He showed up to training camp with the Winnipeg Jets, and he made a joke to a few of the guys, like, "I'm done. This is it. I'm done. I'm shutting her down." And obviously they're see you at camp, or when you heal up from whatever ankle or foot injury you're dealing with. And then poof, vamoose. And to be playing at that level, to be able to just walk away and be at peace with it and not want any of the limelight or anything and just go away. I respect his privacy and respect everything he did in the game. And he was such a unique character and figure that I think a lot of people miss him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, he was, in terms of entertainment value, he was like near the top. Like because he had the big shot. He didn't fight that much, but when he did, he would just like manhandle people.
He had 2 guys the one game. Remember, he was dragging them on the ice, and 260, 270 pounds.
When they drafted him, he was over 300.
I feel terrible for his skate rivets and his tucks on his skates, but a living legend. And it sucks we didn't get more of his career peak years, but like I said, all the respect to him in the world, and I can't wait to eventually sit down with him.
Yeah, I think he walked away from like $7.5 million or something, if I recall.
Oh, I think he had a few years left on that deal too.
Maybe more than that. I think he might be a better guest for Pekin. Just go up somewhere in northern Minnesota, wherever he's living, up near Duluth. walk
That's a
around
great
talking
call.
above.
Yeah. No, we got that show coming out. I get to hang around with the Wonton Don, and what a character, and Corey as well. Corey and Tyler, who did an incredible job with a few other guys editing. So that's actually coming out, a 3-episode series, November 19th, November 24th or 5th, and then I believe December 5th. So I appreciate the plug on that. And he would be an unreal ice fishing guest on that.
Body Armor. This episode is brought to you by Body Armor Flash IV. The Flash IV delivers faster, longer lasting hydration with over 2,000 milligrams of electrolytes and no artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners like those other drinks. So whether you're training, traveling, or just feeling the heat, work hard. You got the yellow one over there. I like that. This Tropical Punch, I believe.
It is Tropical Punch. Good eyeball, Ed.
Good one. I have the ready to drink one right here, the Flash IV Strawberry Kiwi, Dave.
Yep. That's my go-to right there.
Rapid rehydration.
Only 80 calories in that, Ed. All the electrolytes you need.
Tastes great.
Tastes great.
It's so good.
Yeah. And you can pick it up. You could hydrate hard with Body Armor Flash IV and grab yours today at your local 7-Eleven convenience store. It's clutch that they have these at 7-Eleven now. Just stop by. It's like, oh, what do I want to drink? It's like, duh, Flash IV. Flash IV.
Flash IV all day. They've been great on those after dark streams too.
Yes.
They've been very key on
Clutch.
the after dark streams.
Clutch. All right. Body Armor. Go get yours. 7-Eleven. Biz, who else is in that pantheon? Like, who, you guys have had so many big guests. Like, who are you really dying to have on Chicklets?
Brett Hall would be fun. I don't know. He started a new pod actually with Kelly Chase. Mario Lemieux would be awesome.
Is he still playing?
No.
Mario,
he
almost
played until
60 years old,
He
dude.
played until he was almost. I wouldn't be surprised.
You're
if he's
thinking
a
of
Russia.
You're thinking of Yager. Dude.
Okay.
yeah, you're thinking.
I was
Yager,
thinking of
yes.
Yager.
Who is still
Yes.
playing?
That
He's still going, and we actually did get the chance to have him on, so that was fun. But
Can't argue with either of those two legends.
Yeah.
you know who would be unreal is Gordie Howe's son, Mark Howe.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, obviously, Gordie's passed, and he's on the Mount Rushmore of hockey. Played forever, tough as nails. Gretzky's favorite player and his idol growing up. So to get Mark on to talk about stories of Gordie, and also Mark Howe was an incredible player. I want to say Mark Howe he played in the IHL when things got broken up, or WHA, I believe.
Okay.
One of the two.
Yeah, because wasn't he playing with Gordie with the Whalers at one point?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he switched from forward to defense and then still led the league, or if not his team, in scoring. So just a multi-positional talented hockey player who lives in the shadow of what his father accomplished, but he was an incredible player in his own right. So he would be a great guest to sit down with. And I mean, outside of that, I mean, the list goes on, man. I hope we get to sit down with all these absolute legends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for sure. And I this is more Blackhawks centric. Do you got to run? Sorry, am I holding you up?
No.
I saw you guys at Blashalon this week, right? A couple days ago. Anything you took from that interview that impressed you? Anything that you're like looking forward to here, or that we should look forward to?
Like I just, like, you could just sense that he's ready and he's the right guy for the job. He had his time in Detroit where they were going through a rebuild, and he talked about how, you know, when you get fired, obviously your competitive nature, you just want to hop right in, right? You want to get another job and distract you from the fact that you maybe didn't have success at your last one. But he went to Tampa Bay and got to work under John Cooper, who he's very close with his friends. And he said it was the best thing for him. You got to take a step back. You're not, all of a sudden, you're not in the limelight of being the coach and having to answer all these questions. You got to learn under, one of the greatest coaches living today. It kind of like I guess I could compare Coop to almost like a Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
Right. Very savvy, not a big yeller or screamer, but he has his intense moments. And then this opportunity came up where he gets to kind of come up with Bedard, Nazer, and all these unbelievable prospects, where I feel like he's ready, and he learned from his first time around and learned from the mistakes. And that's what he communicated to us. And it was just really nice hearing his reflection on the last, 6 years and how they've gone, and how he's had to kind of reinvent himself a little bit in the head coaching position and improve from the mistakes he's made. So I'm very excited. He was such a nice guy. I've heard he's extremely well liked. and I think he's going to have a lot of success with Chicago. So that's kind of that's what I took away.
I think there's something to be said for being the coach with Detroit. They had the 1 year at the end of Datsuk and Zetterberg, his first year they made the playoffs. Then he was there for 7 more years and didn't win shit. So to know like the team is bad and the coach doesn't get fired after 7 years, I think that kind of speaks to like how well liked he was and respected in Detroit, even though there were no results to show for it.
Yeah, and we didn't get too much into maybe what those mistakes were in Detroit.
Yeah.
And also they were
horrible.
Yzerman took over, right? And people get a little horny and they're like, oh, it's been 5 years. Why are we not in playoffs? Well, when he takes over, there's a lot of his positions that he has to address, like who he's hiring as his scouts, who he's hiring as his player development, who he's putting as his American League coach. And I'm not saying he changed absolutely everything, but you have to assemble another team before you can now construct your team and have to go through, multiple drafts in order to hit on some guys, develop them. And that all just takes time. And here we are, I believe in year, 8, 9 of Stevie Y's tenure. So like you said, it goes back to the fact that he lasted as long as he did does speak volumes, and the fact that he's well-liked and he was helping mature those guys. But do those unsuccessful years have anything to do with him? Probably not really, because it does come down to personnel. Like they didn't even really have a goalie. They had some, but goaltending was an issue. Moritz Seider as a rookie was probably your best defenseman on the team, and the list goes on. So I'm really excited to see what he can do with these Blackhawks, and it seems like these guys are hitting their stride.
Mm-hmm. Just as like a casual hockey fan to both of you guys, like, is it kind of like a gold rush now, or like a big change of the guard? Because just seeing obviously 1-2 Bedard and Leo, and then obviously Celebrini the next year, it just seems like a rush of like crazy good talent.
Kid Schaefer in the Islanders too.
Brought up a great point that with Kane and Taves kind of in the twilights of their careers, that Chicago, you're going to see all the Chicago talent that was born because of those guys. Yeah. Reaching the NHL in the next handful of years, because that was almost 20 years ago now.
Yeah. It kind of, like you say, it obviously the Hawks comparison is there, but also throughout the course of the league, where was it, 21 years ago, Ovi and Sid broke in. 21 years ago, and that was the golden era. All of a sudden, and you're starting to see that. You see how they compare Bedard against Celebrini, and they're constantly doing that. It's what they did with Ovi and Sid for all those years, right? They who's got more cups, who's got more scoring title, who's scoring this points, and blah 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 blah. So you're seeing this influx of high end talent come to the league, and they're gonna carry the torch. Because how many more years has Patty Kane got left? I'm hearing rumblings it might be Ovi's last year. I think still Sid, the way he's playing, could still play for another 3 years after this. Like he's
Malkin's kind of back too.
I believe it's been verbalized that it is Malkin's last year also. So he's leaving everything on the table, right? So there might be, in the next 3-4 years, you're going to have 10 bona fide Hall of Famers retire.
Yeah.
There's only a few guys left from my 03 draft. Actually, there might not be anyone. We might have just, Corey Perry, I believe, is the only guy left from the 03 draft. Okay, like to me, Corey Perry's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
he's going to be retiring, and then you think he's retiring in the next couple of years. I don't know how the fuck he's still doing it.
Yeah, but Taves is 06, but he's
gone. Hall of Famer gone soon.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to see all these guys like now they're in the Hall of Fame. It's like man, I guess I'm getting old too.
We're all,
yeah. All right, well, Biz. I think that was
that was a great chat, man. I appreciate you guys having
you guys ripped it up. I had one hockey question for you. Have you beat up any Irish guys lately?
No Irish guys. No. I haven't gotten my kicked head recently at the CBS across the street from Houston's, or in the same what do you call it, strip mall.
Are you do you still go to Houston's much?
I do, maybe not as much. I try to cook more at home, but I still pop by. And yeah, I love it. It's an unreal restaurant, and I like to fly. Like when I go back to Scottsdale, boys, I don't do fuck all. I don't drink anymore. I don't go out to bars. I go hike. I go see my dog. I go to a restaurant from time to time. So I kind of like to fly under the radar. unfortunately, that was a spot where I would go to and I would get left alone. I would sit at the bar. You know, I knew the bartenders and the managers. I'd say hello. But now, obviously, you go in there and like people, it's just like, for fuck's sakes, can I just enjoy my goddamn salad and steak for fuck's sakes? But, you know, I like to, I like to chill.
You're just popping in before you go hike Camelback.
Yeah.
No, I don't hike Camelback.
Why not?
It's tourist shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think it's easier or hard?
Camelback?
Yeah.
I would say Camelback is like, if you need a good hour 15 workout, you kind of just give her.
Yeah.
I got a better one in town that's actually right in the nucleus of all of it. I'm not going to say the name of it, but I go there on Saturdays. I might see 15 people and I go up and down in about an hour and 10 minutes. And it's a great workout. So,
well, will you text that to us? Because we go out for spring training every year. So we'd like Dave and I do Camelback.
I would love to see you boys. I'll introduce you to my new spot, and you guys tell me what you think,
Beautiful.
And we'll go together. We'll do. We should do a little video.
Yeah,
we'll keep it location undercover.
Yeah,
but we'll do our own little peeking.
Biz Private Mountain. Yeah,
yeah.
Biz,
well, boys, I appreciate you guys, and congrats on all your success. And I mean, it feels like the Bears are a little bit better this year, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
The Hawks are a little bit better. How are the Bulls?
Bulls are a little bit better.
A little bit better.
Yeah.
They're 6-3, I think.
On up.
Yeah, ship's turning.
Up.
Yeah. Yeah, well, next time you're in town for a Hawks, you gotta come by.
I think that we should go to a Hawks game, and I asked Blash if he would let RA shoot from center ice again. It'd be funny to see you guys, RA, and me and RA sunk it.
Yeah, I know. I remember we were in the box watching.
You got to wear the jacket though.
You got that jacket. Still have that jacket?
I will bring it.
Okay. All right. Great.
I will bring the jacket.
Yeah.
I love that jacket.
Yeah, I'll bring it. I'll let RA wear it because he's the king of the fucking holes now. Yeah, it's great to have him back in the mix too. He's buzzing.
Yeah, he's the man.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. We really appreciate you.
Oh, I love you boys. Yeah, we'll do it again soon when you guys are making the playoffs.
Can't wait. I need playoff hockey back so bad.
Connor Bedard.
Yeah, there you go. All
right. Love you, boys.
All right, thanks, Biz.
See you soon, Biz.
All right, that's it, everyone. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.